$1,400 fourth stimulus check update, specifically focused on low-income, fixed-income beneficiaries, and this one including people receiving Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA, survivors beneficiaries, pretty much everybody right here into the economy. This update is very important in order to analyze the fourth stimulus check update in the 2023. I'm going to share all the latest stimulus package news, whether it's Social Security recipient, retirement beneficiaries, supplemental security income. This update is very important as money is the tight thing as of right now. Everybody is basically looking for ways to gain maximum amount of benefits. Fourth stimulus check is the easiest way to stimulate the economy as well as get benefits in your hands, in your bank accounts. So without a further ado, let me discuss all the important details. Alright guys, so many of you have been asking in the comment section about fourth stimulus check, specifically focused on low-income, fixed-income beneficiaries. I do understand the intensity of this question, this important topic, whether we are going to receive the fourth stimulus check, which group of beneficiaries will be included, how much will be the stimulus check. So today we'll be going to provide all the details, all the information you need to know. Before we start this video, make sure to hit that like, share this video, subscribe to our channel, and let's jump right into it. Alright guys, now I often focus on low-income individual people, on fixed-income beneficiaries, those receiving the benefits from Social Security Administration. So let's discuss the latest details and keep a close eye on current economic situation because there are particular situations which will unfold, and that's a possible scenario where everything may change all of a sudden, leading to additional stimulus check financial support in your bank accounts. Now here is the thing, you came here to check out the federal fourth stimulus check update, but I don't want to give you an economic lesson. We must recognize the overall economic situation, how it plays a significant role determining likelihood of another stimulus check. And despite our efforts, writing out letters, making phone calls to Congress, sending out emails, asking lawmakers, President Joe Biden, their decision ultimately depends on to the state of the economy. It doesn't matter how much letters we send out to them. It's kind of a disheartening to see this, but the truth is that our requests go unheard. However, guys, when economy comes into the picture, authorities tend to take action, realizing that the necessary financial aid is required in order to fix the economy. Now, let me share some crucial factor that will significantly influence the situation that ties all the pieces together. Now, to understand this, we need to understand, for example, the central part of the economy is basically the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve plays a central role in our economy. I have discussed this topic in my previous video highlighting now Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. It's very crucial for us to closely monitor his update, his remarks. Now you might be wondering how Federal Reserve connects to the possibility of sending out stimulus check. Now the answer lies in understanding how all these elements are interconnected into the economic system, and unfortunately, due to time constraint, I won't go into all the details, but I'll provide you quick and clear overview understanding so you can essentially get what's really happening with the economy and how that will give you a federal fourth stimulus check. Now essentially, the decision made by the Federal Reserve and the state of the economy influence the likelihood of receiving another round of stimulus check. Now these are some factors which intervene, and it's essential to recognize their significance. Firstly, we need to understand the Federal Reserve, what they are doing. They have made it pretty much clear that they will be going to continue to aggressively raise the interest rates. Now you might be wondering why it matters to us. Well, when the Federal Reserve raises the interest rate, it affects the businesses of all sizes. So large businesses, corporations, small enterprises, these businesses, despite having significant revenue on their hand, they do also carry a substantial amount of the debt and have major impact that when Federal Reserve raises the interest rate, as interest rate increases, it becomes more and more expensive for these businesses to borrow money and manage their existing debts. It becomes more and more expensive for these businesses to borrow money and manage their existing debt, and consequently these companies start cutting back on different areas such as spending. They will start less spending, they will start cutting onto the payroll, borrowing, also expansion plans, any of the expansion, and basically these reductions into the business activities, basically less spending through the businesses, has a major impact onto the overall economy. We start seeing some companies across the country, even globally, laying off employees, which leads to raise in the unemployment rate. Now unfortunately, this trend is projected to continue in the upcoming years, with many estimates suggesting that unemployment rate around 4.5% by the end of the 2023. and potentially higher by the year 2024. Talking about inflation, another important factor influenced by the Federal Reserve action, despite the aggressive interest rate hikes, inflation remains to be high. The Federal Reserve's objective is to bring down the inflation by raising the interest rates, and they do it on a consecutive manner. However, despite their efforts, inflation hasn't decreased significantly. This definitely highlights the challenges that they face in controlling the inflationary pressures. So, how does it all impact us as individuals, low income, fixed income beneficiaries? Well, if you have got any kind of a debt, such as credit card debt, credit card balances, loans, interest rates, then directly it will be going to affect you as it becomes more and more expensive to hold and pay off the debt. Credit card interest rate, for example, can exceed 20%, making it harder for individuals to manage their financial obligations. As a result, people tend to cut back on spending, contract their financial activities, and become less likely to take new loans or new debt. Now, let's tie everything together. Let's see a whole economic picture. The actions of the Federal Reserve impact the businesses, the job market, also the inflation, and each of us as a consumers. The effect trickles down and influences various sectors of the economy. It's very important to pay attention to those moving parts because they do determine the overall state of the economy. Now, history repeats itself. When economy enters into the period of recession or faces a significant contraction, Federal Reserve do take action and they inject a massive amount of money into the economy, often distributing stimulus check to revive the economic activity. We have seen this happening during the year 2021, 2001, 2008, 2009, year 2020, 2021. That's why we must closely monitor the actions of the Federal Reserve and their impact onto the businesses, the job market, inflation, and our personal finances. Federal Reserve's decisions have a ripple effect throughout the economy, and understanding these dynamics will help you navigate and prepare for the potential changes. Now, understanding the impact of the Federal Reserve actions onto the economy, let me summarize this. Here is the thing. The role of the Federal Reserve and its chairman, Jerome Powell, is shaping the economy. I know economics might not be the most exciting subject, but understanding these concepts become crucial because they directly affect our bank account, and here is what it means. The Federal Reserve decision to the interest rate, the Federal Reserve has been made it very clear that they will be going to raise the interest rate, but why we should care about this? The decision to raise the interest rate has a significant impact on the various aspects of the economy, including the jobs market, the businesses of all the sizes, and speaking of the impact onto the businesses and the debt, when interest rate rises, it becomes more and more expensive for businesses to borrow money. Many companies, including large corporations, have significant amount of debt, and despite having a substantial funds on their hand, they also carry substantial debt as well. This is just a part of the business which they leverage to grow. As interest rate increases, it becomes more costly for businesses to manage their existing debt, and consequently, businesses are likely to cut back on their spending, payroll, expansion plans, any sort of a spending basically. This reduction into the business activity has a profound impact on overall economy. Now, talking about the impact onto the unemployment rate, the Federal Reserve actions directly affect unemployment rate in the United States. As businesses cut back and hiring lay off employees due to the financial constraints, unemployment rate tends to rise. The projection suggests that by the end of the year, unemployment rate may reach around 4.5%, and in the year 2024, it is estimated to be around 6.5%, 6.5 to 7%. Now, this rise in the unemployment rate is not favorable for the economy, and therefore, another crucial factor affected by the Federal Reserve decision is inflation. Despite aggressively raising the interest rate, inflation still remains to be high, and therefore, the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell has emphasized that importance of combating the inflation and continue to raise the interest rate. However, still the effectiveness of these measures in reducing inflation is questionable, and that's where the role of the stimulus checks really comes in. Now, talking about the recessions and stimulus check, during the times of economic downturn or period of recession, Federal Reserve often steps in with various measures to stimulate the economy. Stimulus check is one of the means. One of these measures is distributing stimulus check to the public. This is the easiest and simplest best way to give the money, hand over the money to the people, and they'll be going to spend it in various different sectors of the economy. As we have witnessed during the previous period of recession, such as the 2000, 2001, 2008, 2009, also year 2021, the purpose of the stimulus check is not necessarily because individuals are struggling that they need the money, but rather the entire economy needs the injection of the money to stimulate the economy. Otherwise, it will go into the downturn, it will go into the whirlpool, the spiral, and this can get worse and worse if not recovered instantly. That's why the quick stimulus for the economy is required. Stimulus checks are basically designed to encourage individuals to spend money and stimulate the economic activity. Federal Reserve wants people to use their money that they receive to make purchases in any of the sectors into the economy, whether it's buying clothes, shoes, foods, basic necessities, electronic appliances, goods and services. Increased consumer spending leads to surge into the demand and prompting the businesses to increase their productions as they hire more workers, boost overall economic growth, unemployment rate decreases, and entire economic cycle kind of gets back on its track. Now, economic cycle, how it operates with a period of expansion and contraction. These cycles are typically lasting about 6 to 8 years. Federal Reserve's actions along with their economic factors influence those kind of cycles. That's why it's really crucial to monitor the economy's all moving part, such as interest rate hikes, all the business activity, unemployment rate, the inflation, and by staying informed, we can have a better understanding of the current state of the economy, also its potential impact on our bank account. So guys, if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like, share this video, subscribe to our channel, and this is Kedar from How To Guys. See you in the next video.